Welcome to the Google Classroom tutorial provided by the NPSB Department of Exceptional Student Services. Today we will demonstrate some basic steps to get you started in Google Classroom. The first thing you'll want to do is to get onto the internet so that you can access Google Classroom. You'll want to do that through Chrome. So come over and open a Chrome browser. The quickest way to get to Google Classroom would be to go up to the address bar and just type in classroom.google.com. So it may take you to this screen here if this is your first time to log in. And if it comes to this screen, all you have to do is go to this little button here that says Go to Classroom. Click there, and it will take you to the login screen. So at this point, you can go ahead and type your email address, your password. So that'll take you to this screen that lists all the classes that you have. Now this may be different for different people who are seeing it. Some people may only have one, and some people may have multiple. So you'll just need to click on the classroom that you intend to enter. And so in this case, we'll go to the 5th grade science. So just click on the title where it says the name of the classroom, or you can just click anywhere in this colored rectangle. So this takes you to the opening screen of the class, and this is called the stream. So this is kind of like a news feed for the class. There's a couple things that you can do from here. One of them is that over in this little box, you'll be able to see any upcoming work that's due. So it'll list that right here. The other thing that'll be important is this news feed right here. And this is where it will tell you any announcements that are made. The teacher can post information to the class. And you'll also see if there's anything new that's been uploaded, things that have been posted by the teacher. There is this section here where you can share with your class. So if you click it, it says share with your class. Know that anything you type into this section will be shown to the entire class. So please don't put anything in here that was meant only for the teacher. This is something that everyone in the class will be able to see. You can type a message. And when you post, it will be posted here with the stream. And then others can comment. The teacher can comment back to you. Other students can comment in this section. This teacher has made an announcement. Welcome to 5th grade science class. Go ahead and click on classwork at the top of the page and explore the Getting Started resources. So that's giving an instruction to the class of how to get started. And so you can go up here, and that's where you would click on classwork. So this section here, you can see this is what we call the classwork page, and this may have multiple topics listed. And so the teacher had instructed us to come to the Getting Started. So you can go here and you can click on the Getting Started title, and that then will list out any resources that are available under that section. So in this case, we have one resource that is Meet Your Teacher. So what you would do is you would come down, you can read the instruction, click on this resource to learn a little about your teacher. So you can just click here, and that will open that resource. So here we have it. The teacher has made a little graphic with some information listed about that teacher. And you can read each of these to find out a little bit about the teacher. And then notice over here, though, that there's a link. And so it says, I want to get to know you. Click here to tell me something about yourself. So when you see something like that, the link is live, and you can actually click on it to take you to what the teacher wants you to complete. So click there, and this is a Getting to Know You form. And so it says, use this form to tell me about yourself. Tell me about yourself. What is one thing you want me to know about you? You can write in here whatever you want the teacher to know. and then just submit. While it says view score, in this case, this is just something that the teacher wanted to find out. If you click that, you'll see that there's 0 points. And so, this was not a graded assignment. So you can just come up here and close that tab. And in this case, this allows multiple responses, so more than one response can be submitted. You can click submit another response if you want to say something else. But in this case, I'm finished, and so I will just close this tab as well. I'm back to the resource. I've read all of the things that the teacher wanted me to read. I completed this link here, and so now I can go up and I can just close this resource as well. This is now complete, and I can go back to the classwork page and go back to where I had started. So let's talk a little bit about the things that you can accomplish on the classwork page. In the classwork page, we've already completed this resource as the teacher instructed us, the Getting Started. And so now we want to see what else is posted here, other assignments that we may need to get started on. And so we see here that there's Unit 1, Earth's Place in the Universe, that's available. And there's some things listed below it here, some items. So if we click on this title, it makes these items expand so you can read more about them, get more information. So this first one I see here is assignment, and it's called Earth and Stars Thinking Question. And so here's some information about an assignment. It gives me instructions. Think about the following question and write your answer on the attached document. Make sure to turn in your assignment when you're finished. So the question is, when you look at the stars at night, why are some stars brighter than others? And right here you can see that there's a rubric attached as well. And so if I want to see how it's going to be graded, I can click there, and that opens up to tell me how this is going to be graded. And so once I see that and I know how it's going to be graded, I can just close that out. Click on this, and when I click on the title here, it's going to take me to the assignment page. It tells me once again what the instructions are. And if I go over here, there's a document attached. This is where I'll actually complete my work. If I click on the document, it opens it up, and you can see here that the same question is listed. My teacher's already put this information for me in this document, and it says type your answer here. This is the area that I can start typing some ideas about my answer to the question that's listed here. Let's pretend like I've answered that. Once we're done with that, this automatically saves. And so it'll tell you up here, like if I do type into it, if I just type something, then you can see up here it's changed to say it was saved to drive, and you can see last edit was seconds ago. And so now what I can do is, if I'm finished with it, I can go ahead and just close that tab, and it takes me right back to this page here. If you see that this is the document that we just opened, we just completed it, assuming that I had written in an answer and I was happy with my answer, I'm finished. Once I'm finished, the teacher still can't grade it. It just says assigned here. Before the teacher can grade it, I need to turn it in. So I click on this purple button here, and tells me one attachment will be submitted, and then I can tell it to turn in. Okay, now you see up here, this has changed from assigned to now it says turned in. There is this button here that if I turned it in and realized that I had made a mistake, I can actually click this button if the teacher has allowed it and unsubmit. It'll give me the option to go back and edit the document some more and then turn it back in. Now, if I have questions about this assignment, there's two options here. If I put a question here, or write a comment, then that will be available to the entire class. So everyone can see this, whatever I write here. The teacher can see it, but the other students can see it as well. There may be times that I want to ask a question that would be helpful for everybody, or there may be a comment that I want to make that would be helpful for everyone to see. But sometimes I want to ask the teacher something privately. Then I can write a private comment, and the teacher would be able to respond to that comment over in this section. So that would be ways that you can get some more information or help on an assignment. We've turned that in, and now we can go back to our class. If we go back to the classwork page, notice that this right here has turned gray. That means that I've turned it in, and so I've completed that. And notice this one is purple. That's because that one still has yet to be completed. What I showed you was an assignment where you had to complete a document. I want to show you this one now because this is a little bit different situation. This is what a quiz may look like. I can click that and it'll open up this information. And so it's complete the following quiz to show your knowledge about the earth and stars. If I view assignment, it just will give me that same information in a little bit bigger window. And you can see here the work is assigned, but I haven't yet done it. So I need to come over here and click on this quiz. And that will open up a little form here where I can fill it out. You would enter your email address, and then after you enter your email address, you would begin to complete your questions. And so some questions may be like this one, where you type your answer. Some questions may be like this one, where you have to select all that are correct. And then some questions may be like this one, where you select only one that is correct. Once all of your questions have been answered, you can click the Submit button. So you can go back to your assignment page in two different ways. One of them is to click the Open Assignment button, and it will open another tab that takes you back to the same place where you were, with showing that your work has been turned in. Now this one also gives you an option to unsubmit if you want to go back and try again. This one does give you that option if the teacher has allowed it, and has the same areas where you can leave a comment to the class, or you can say something to the teacher privately. Another way that you can go back to your assignments, once this is all completed, you can just close this tab at the top of the page, and it takes you back to the same place. This is completed, and so now we can go back to the class, go back to your classwork, and you can see now that this one has turned gray as well. So you can see that you've completed each of the assignments that the teacher has given you at the time. There's a few more things that you can see from this page. One of them is the calendar. So if you go up to where it says Google Calendar, you can click and it'll open up a calendar for you to see. This calendar will show you if there's any due dates. So if we go to September, we can see that I have a couple of things due. These are actually the assignments that I just completed, but we could have seen that they were due on September 9th and September 11th. Now, if I'm on the calendar and I see there's something due and I say, oh, I want to go ahead and complete that right now, I can actually click on it from this page, and it gives me the option to go to this link, and it takes me directly to that assignment. So I can go ahead and complete it just as soon as I see that it's on the calendar. So that's an option. And then I can just click back out of that.
One thing that your teacher may ask you to do is to join a Google Meet session so that you can have a live online chat with the teacher and maybe the other students. And so you would be able to join that meeting in a couple different ways. One thing you can do is go to your calendar, and if you go to the day that the meeting is scheduled, it should show up there in your calendar. Now, another way that you can do it is to go to your email, and you should have an email with the link that you can join through your email. But if you're already in the Google Classroom, then you can just join through this link here in the calendar. So you click there, and open up this little box, and go up here to Join with Google Meet. And whenever you click it, depending on your computer, you may find that you get warnings like this or little pop-up boxes. And it's asking you if you want Google Meet to be able to use your camera and your microphone. And so usually you would say yes to that or allow, because you want your picture to show up and you want to be able to talk to the others in the meeting. So allow. And there you are. Now you show up on the screen. And so these buttons here, this is to turn your audio on and off, and this is to turn your video on and off. So usually you would want to have both of those on. And so then you can go over here and you can click Ask to Join. And when you do that, the teacher will be waiting and will be able to admit you to the meeting. So this is what it'll look like whenever you enter the meeting, except for in the place of where you see this G here, you might actually see the teacher, if the teacher has the camera turned on. Your picture is actually up here in the corner, so you can see yourself there. Some of the buttons that you can use are the microphone button, that you can mute yourself. You can turn off your camera. And then up here you can use the chat. You can turn on the chat and you can leave a message. So the teacher will be able to see your message, and the other students in the class will also be able to see whatever is written in this section. And then you can just exit the chat there. Now once your meeting is done and the class is over, you can leave the meeting by clicking this little red phone button here. And then once you're to this screen, you can actually just go up and close this tab. So once you're back to this screen here, you can go up here and click, and now you're back in your Google Classroom.
Some other things that are available for you to see on this page are view your work. On this page, it will show you the assignments and quizzes that are available, and it will show you the due date, and it will show you whether they're assigned, meaning they haven't been turned in, or in this case, since we completed them, it shows us that they've already been turned in. On this section here, if you click, you can see that this one has an attachment, because that's what I completed. That's that form that I completed and turned in, so you can see that. And then this little bubble right here means I made a comment. This is where I wrote to the teacher, I have a question. So you can filter this by different things. So I'm looking at all the assignments, but if I want to see just what's assigned, well, right now I have nothing assigned because I've already completed them. Returned means those are the things that the teacher has graded, but right now I don't have anything graded. And then missing is any assignments that I've missed up to this point. So if I go back to all, that's where I can see the ones that have actually already turned in, as well as anything that is assigned if I haven't done those yet. One of the things that you may be interested in is how to check your grades once you have submitted work. There's a few ways that we can do that. One of the things that you can do is if you go to classwork, you can go back to the assignment that you completed. So let's say we want to see our grade on the Earth and Stars thinking question. So we can open that up, view our assignment, and you can see here that it says 4 out of 5. So I got 4 points out of the 5 possible. And if I go over here, I can see feedback that my teacher's given me. Good work, next time explain your reasoning. The work up here now says graded. That's one way that you can see your grades, is just through going back to the assignment itself. And same way with the quiz. If I open the quiz, I can go up here and see that I got 3 out of the 3 points. And it says graded, and the teacher said great work. That's not the only way though that you can see your grade. You can also go back to this view work section. And now in this section, instead of just saying that I've turned it in, it tells me what my grade was. So it'll be listed here to the right. How many points I earned out of how many points were available in each of these assignments. Just go ahead and start exploring, clicking the different sections that will show you just different views of the same information that we've been through. Have a good time and enjoy your learning.